Have you ever played the perfect deck and still lost cubes? It's not because you misbuilt, it's because you missequenced. In Marvel Snap, remember, power doesn't just come from what you play, but it comes from when you play it. And that there, sequencing, is the difference between luck and logic. So over the next few minutes, we're gonna break down exactly how great players can take relatively average hands and turn them into winning hands, not by guessing, but by sequencing in ways that win. A lot of mid-rank players are going to forget that power is not permanent. Order is what's going to create the opportunity. This is why purpose defines every turn in the game. What I mean by that is, are you playing to reveal information or to conceal the information? Are you trying to force your opponent to react proactively, or are you waiting for them to act first? So when you play with this type of purpose, you're basically turning your sequencing into a type of storytelling, right? The first card sets the tone for what's going to happen as a projection. And then the second one, you're starting to shape a little bit more of an expectation of what's going to happen. And then by the third or fourth card, you should be able to get a good idea of what's going on and start changing things. That story is what changes random wins from just happening to intentional wins that continue to climb. And the good news is you don't need thousands of games under your belt to master sequencing. What you need, and you can start right away with, is awareness. Looking at your if-then habits. For example, right, you have Angela and Bishop, two very common cards. You want to play Angela first, and then Bishop next, and that works great. But if you play something like Sunspot, do you want to commit that early, or do you not want to overcommit that early? If you have all three in your hand, maybe hold on to that Sunspot, because you can play it on turn 4 rather than reveal that information early, because you know you're filling the curve the following 2 turns. A lot of these Series 3 cards, Angela, Bishop, Iron Man even, they teach you the fundamentals on your sequencing. It's why you're given those cards in the very beginning. Series 1, 2, 3, they help to give you an idea of learning how to work with an energy curve. When you move into Series 4, now you're looking at things like Zabu and Mobius, and you're messing with that energy curve and the potential power output that you're growing from there. And then you get into Series 5, where you've got, Goliath and all these crazy extra cards that really put a lot of temptation out there. And by temptation, I mean forgiveness, because you can be sloppier with your sequencing and still win. And that forgiveness doesn't make you a better player. So when you play with Series 1, 2, and 3 cards and you execute well on them, you're not being punished for your mistakes. It's because now you're looking at how to sharpen your instincts and your dependencies and use them to your advantage. So when you get the bigger cards, you can truly execute. You can't spot sequencing errors in real time necessarily until you see them from the outside. And that's where the connection side of this comes in. Watch replays, record yourself, watch other streamers, and watch when they make misplays. Pause, try to figure out their next move. And if you can predict it before they do, now you're starting to pick up on sequencing. Every time you catch a missequenced, which is a really tough word, missequenced card on the screen, on yours or on someone else's, that means the next time you have a lessened chance to make it yourself, potentially even again. In a past video, we talked about collaborating with a friend on different archetypes, building that brain trust of people that you can talk to. Play mirror matches of the same deck against each other. I challenge you on that. Playing the same deck from both perspectives, both offensively and defensively, knowing what your opponent's probably going to play and thinking about it and then playing ahead of it. Now you're using sequencing in a different way because you're analyzing it from both sides. That deepened knowledge via the mirror test with somebody else allows you to see your own deck from your opponent's view. And then you can adapt your gameplay and further the knowledge of your deck with that sequencing in mind. Automatically grow a different kind of tempo awareness. Collaborating with that purpose is incredibly important, and I invite you to try it right now. And if you need someone to practice with and you want to connect with, hey, just let us know in the comments below. Someone will connect with you and then share game codes and have fun. Most players lose not because they're bad necessarily, but because they're often just in a straight up hurry, and sequencing rewards patience, not panic. Each turn gives you new information to work with, so use it. Before every play, take out your little scroll list and ask yourself, what am I revealing right now? What does this teach my opponent as I reveal it? What am I holding back for turn 6, etc.? Ask yourself these questions. Very often, that extra breathing room, that slowing down of your mind and your mindset, it will translate to your cube rate beginning to increase because you're taking your time, and patience is going to reward you faster than panic. So let's simplify it. Let's turn it into a simple list of 5 questions to ask yourself every turn. 1, identify the priority. Who's ahead? So are you reacting or are you dictating what's going to happen? 2, double check your full energy curve in that moment. Might have been amplified, it might have been diminished. So know what you can actually do, and then figure out what you also need to save because of it. Number 3, double check your reveal logic internally. Remember your order on flipping and activating and reactions. The effect order is important, so play it carefully. Movement order is important, so play it carefully. Don't think about costs. That means nothing. Focus on the actions, the movements, and the reactions in that reveal logic. Number 4, predict the response. Imagine what they're going to counter with. What does their deck typically want to run? And then how can you also be not just a step ahead, but 2 steps ahead? And then lastly, commit cleanly. If you decide it, trust it, because you've already gone through the rest of the checklist. So don't overthink it, just commit to it. If you made it all the way through this, I know sequencing is not a sexy thing to talk about in Marvel Snap. I get it. It's invisible, but it's these invisible things that help build the visible ranks. I hope this helped you to slow down and just play a little smarter. And if it did, share it with somebody else. Let me know down in the comments below if there was a moment that you realized your sequencing on everything cost you cubes. What happened? Share why, and how did you learn from it? Decks are always going to change. RNG is always going to happen and change as is, but sequencing, the things that you can control, that's your fingerprint. See you next time.